Hello, good people. Jabal Trade here again. The US election has just come and it's rounded up. But the euphoria still lives and will always live on for a certain amount of time because it was a very much contentious election. You could see the lineup chronology of events leading to the final day, November 5th. But today we're really looking at why did Kamala Harris lose this election? And we have proofs, several of them. Of course, we know that President Biden wasn't doing very much well. So they had to cajole him, force him to step down for his vice president, who is Kamala Harris. But unfortunately, as she was ascending this throne, she had a lot of gaffes with it. How would you feel if your religion is being insulted? And you know America was founded in God we trust, and it's on their money.
A few weeks ago, I attended the Trump rally here in my town. Before I dive into what I'm about to share, here's a peek at that. Well, today I found out that Kamala Harris was coming to my town, so I decided to go. I wanted to see the differences. Notably, I had to show my ID to get in to see her. But anyway, I was making a video talking actually about how sad I was that the loudest cheering at the rather small event came in support of abortion, when I panned over to the crowd and to her speaking, and I caught something I wasn't expecting. Check it out. Not a lot of energy here, but everyone just cheered and screamed for killing babies. So that was disappointing. Anyway, here she is. Did you hear that? Some guy in the crowd shouted, "Jesus is Lord." And Kamala said, "I think you're at the wrong rally." And then she said, "Try the smaller one down the street." Everyone laughed and cheered, but I was at that rally. There were almost 7,000 people at it. Today they said there were 2,500. Nobody waiting. Open spaces. I wanted everyone who's a believer to hear that for themselves.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
So there is something really bizarre with Kamala Harris's anti-Christian rhetoric and anti-Christian approach to public policy. I don't think we think about how sacrilegious that is, and think about how offensive that is to every person. Frankly, whether you're a person of Christian faith or not, Donald Trump and I are going to fight for your right to live your values, because that's what the First Amendment protects. And I think whether you're a Christian, a Catholic, or any other faith or no faith at all, when you see an American leader, when you see a surrogate of Kamala Harris insulting people of the Christian faith, I think that we should say to every single one of those people, "You're fired. We're not giving you any more power. We're going to respect Christians. We're going to respect all people of faith."
A lot of persons there are of Catholic faith, and now you're insulting the religion they hold so dear. Yet you want to get on the throne. You were even forcing Catholic nuns to go against what they believe. And you want to make it a policy. Talking about abortion, forcing people, parents, to do abortion, something that President Trump would veto. Take a look and hear about it.
Couple of years. Remember, Kamala Harris has supported suing Catholic nuns to force them to perform procedures that violate their conscience. I think that's ridiculous. I think we're a big enough country where we can actually respect the right of people of faith to live according to their conscience and not try to force Kamala Harris's progressive values down their throat. Isn't that right? We're a big enough country to respect one another.
You would also see Vice President Vance talking about the same thing she is doing. This same thing, kicking against people's religion. Then, of course, she's always afraid of interviews. Trump is always forward looking. Trump is never afraid or shy of the cameras. He's always there. He's the man. Make America great again. He's resonating with the ordinary man. You saw him in McDonald's. You saw him in the garbage truck. I'll come back to that. I hardly hear of him being sick. But Kamala Harris, what is wrong that you attacked people's religion? What was wrong that your boss had to call President Trump's supporters garbage?
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. And
of course, trust Donald Trump and his team. They had to spin it off for a good rule. And you saw President Trump in the garbage truck telling the people that are doing that job that they are not garbage. These are the events that led to Trump actualizing that office. Secondly, the God factor, which we can never ever take it out of our lives. I believe in God the Almighty. I do not know what you believe in. Hope it works for you. Trump is a Presbyterian. Many persons have prayed for him on several occasions. How do you think he missed that bullet? That the very first assassination attempt, which was by a hair's breadth.
Take a look at what happened.
God is still infinite in his ways of protecting his people. And then down to his golf course, the man with lying in day for 12 hours, he was not detected. He would have gotten this man, but God still heard him through one of his security officials who spotted out the gun barrel's mouth and had to fire the first shot. I think there was also a third attempt. Personally, I was so emotional. I remember when I was doing that video, my eyes were red that what Trump could be killed. There were prophecies about him, attempted assassination, but God still had his way. I remember people like Prophet Hubert Hengel, who really worked on it and said that he is seeing Kamala Harris become the president, but that we need to get into the spiritual realm and take charge.
Watch this. Who is the person that I say is better to be the president of America? It's Trump. My love for the tenets of Christ that Trump stands for, and let me just say this now. So many people say, but Trump lies and he does all these things. And I said, wait a minute. Trump did this with women and did this. I said, wait a minute. I wasn't looking for a bishop. I'm looking for a leader of a country.
Yes, sir.
A leader who can, at least to the best of his knowledge, have at least some rules and regulations or some policy that is guided, or rather that looks like some biblical doctrines are in his skull. Then I look at it and say, okay, Trump is the only one here. The other one is thinking of killing babies. All right? The other one is doing all kind of things, and the other one is lying on whatever his race is. Trying to lie to black people that she's Indian, she's black here, and tomorrow is Indian.
How about the fact that this lady is shy, like I said, of cameras? I'm going to play a clip so that you see how she handles issues when it comes to Israel and Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel.
It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
Would you say she's doing well? Is that the kind of president you want for yourself? A president that doesn't respect people's religion, that can't answer direct questions? On the stage, she's talking against people's religion, that you should try another place. Meanwhile, J.D. Vance, when someone said Jesus is king, he replied that yes, he's king. He acknowledged that religion and the supremacy of the Almighty. This is so bad for her political image. It's so bad. Even Elon Musk had to step in to salvage the country. And recently, even Elon Musk had to speak against, I think, Jennifer Lopez. That why are you coming to support Kamala Harris when you've not even spoken against what your ex-boyfriend PDD is doing?
President Trump has been clear that he will veto a national abortion ban. There is no answer to this question that will not offend some number of people. If a baby can survive outside the womb, it cannot be aborted. At that point, it is not abortion, it is murder. Now, part of the challenge here is that the education system has relentlessly pushed the idea that getting pregnant is the end of your life. Like your career is dead, you're ostracized from society. And the reality is there's nothing greater than having a kid. I get more joy in my life for my kids than anything else. And that's generally true of all humans. In fact, if that is how we evolved. It is a very natural thing that you will love your children. So in fact, having a child will make you happier than anything else in your life ever.
Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala. Too.
Yeah, seriously, it's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes, it's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend, and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
Seeing fake people all around, and this is who we wanted to keep in the White House, in that white mansion. Personally, she didn't deserve it. President Trump is my fan. I fan him a lot. I would like him to be there because he is there for the good of the people. Steve Harvey had to say something about him. Fine, he has his flaws, but he's the right man for that office. Forget about his flaws, think about his good side. Even the soldiers who are out at the border will be proud of President Trump. I think I remember a clip where Kamala Harris was asked that she has said several times about the Trump border wall. And she tried to spin around it. I don't know where I forgot to clip that video to my timeline, so I've missed it right now.
So here is the easy, simple question and her answer. Get your stopwatch out. It's going to be exciting. Watch.
2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June, 3 weeks before the first presidential debate with Joe Biden, you institute executive actions that had a dramatic impact, really shut down people crossing over. Why didn't your administration do that in 2022, 2023?
First of all, you're exactly right, Anderson. And as of today, we have cut the flow of immigration by over half. In fact, the numbers I saw most recently, illegal immigration
But if
is
it was
low.
that easy with that executive action, why not do it in 2022, 2023?
Because we were working with Congress and hoping that actually we could have a long-term fix to the problem instead of a short-term fix.
You couldn't have done one and both at the same time?
Well, here's the thing. We have to understand that ultimately this problem is going to be fixed through congressional action.
Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project. Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall. So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on, they didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw is about 2%.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I'm not afraid of good ideas where they occur, Anderson.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything. I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do much of anything.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
But those of you who've been following her trend would see that these are the antecedents, these are the things that have made her lose this office. She's not after the people. Even the black community, which they tried to pitch into, you were not there for them. Let's not forget about the economy. Inflation is at all-time high. How about wars that you're having everywhere? Trump will always boast of it. That of course, when he was president, there were no wars. But in your reign, lots of wars and people are dying. And the numbers are underreported. Is that what you expect? Maybe you have a relative in Ukraine. Tomorrow you hear he's dead just because of senseless war. I'm very much happy for President Trump, 45th and 47th. It's God that has placed him there. But for Kamala Harris, I think it's time she just concedes and go home to rest. Let people who are after God's children's own heart reign. When the righteous is on the throne, the people rejoice. That's what the Bible says. And let President Trump be on that throne again. A lot of these things we see negatively will go away. With these few points, I believe you're convinced why she lost. No one should trample on your religion. I would never trample on yours. You don't trample on mine. Let's respect it. Let's think about the common man. Let's make policies that will better the common man. Think about inflation. Think of rising cost of living. Feel free to share this video. Feel free to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section. I'll be reading them and replying. Thank you very much. Take care.